Hey everybody, it's Ellen here. I have a great veggie burger recipe that one of my clients gave me. She is a great chef and I really liked it, so I thought I would share it with all of you. Pretty simple to make, and it's great because you can use kind of whatever ingredients you have. You can use whatever kind of beans you have. And I've modified the recipe just a little bit from what she gave me just because this is what I had on hand. So we're going to start out with a can of beans. I'm using pinto beans today, but you can use whatever kind of beans you have on hand. I've used black beans and garbanzo beans and cannellini beans when I've made this, and they've all worked great. So I've got those, and they're rinsed and drained. And then I've got, I'll pull this up here without spilling it all. So you see this board of stuff here. I have corn, and this is actually frozen corn that I've just defrosted. It's about a half a cup. Some cilantro that's chopped, and it's supposed to be about a tablespoon, but I love cilantro, so I did a little bit more. Green onion, and she used shallot, and she sauteed her shallot, but I'm just going to leave this green onion the way it is. And there's about 2 there. Jalapeno, and again, I love jalapeno, so there's a little bit more than 1 here. There's like 1.5. And then I had little baby peppers, so I did about 2 small orange ones and 2 small red ones, but about a half a pepper chopped up. And then I did a clove of garlic down here. And then you're also going to need the juice of half a lime or lemon. Okay, and then the other ingredients are a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, and then I also have some quinoa sitting over on the stove. So she used a 1/4 cup, but she said that's just what she had left over. So I use like a half a cup, and I just kind of eyeball it. And then salt and pepper, and I put some ground red pepper in it because I like it, some cayenne, and then cumin and chili powder. So to start, we're going to mash the beans, and she kept some of them whole, and I just kind of mash them all up. I don't do a very good job anyway with my fork. So let me grab a fork. All right, mashing tool. So we're just going to get in here. Let me see if I can get you a better picture of this. So down there, and you're just going to mash just like that. Okay, so I'm going to mash away. You can also use a food processor for this, or a blender. I have a Blendtec, and I love that thing. And so if you just pulse it a few times in there, it gets it pretty mashed up. Okay, so that was a lot of work. Food processor might be a little bit easier, although it really didn't take me that long. So this is what it looks like. You can kind of see in there, it's still kind of firm, and there's still some noticeable pieces, but it's mashed up. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I'm going to add in the rest of the ingredients. There's no, wrong or right way to do this. I'm going to do about a half a cup of panko breadcrumbs. I'm just going to eyeball it. And I can always add more, so less is good to start with, about that much. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and just push all of my veggies in. Okay. You can use less or more of the stuff that you like or don't like. You can substitute other things in too, if you want. You can make it instead of, this is kind of a Mexican themed veggie burger, but you could add in other spices and gear it towards, I don't know, Indian or whatever other kind of things you like. And I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of the seasonings. So I'm going to do half a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon, you can do a 1/4 teaspoon, I'm probably going to do about a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne, and again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. If you don't like things that hot, you can just omit it. And then I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of cumin. And then a juice of half a lime. Squeeze away. I think she used a lemon in her recipe, my client, and She also added, she sauteed the shallot in a tablespoon of olive oil. Feel free to do that if you would like. I'm doing the low fat thing because I'm eating a low fat vegan diet right now. Okay, and then I'm going to do some black pepper, several grinds in here. And then she said I think a teaspoon of kosher salt, but I'm also trying to eat a little bit lower sodium. So I'm just going to do a few grinds. That's good. You can always season it a little bit more. You can taste this since there's nothing raw in it. You can taste it before you cook it. Okay. And then I'm going to grab the quinoa off the stove here. And I'm just going to use about a half a cup there. Dump that in. Okay. And now we mix. So it's been really pretty simple so far. There's just, you know, the chopping is the only thing that takes a little time, but it still doesn't take very long. And if it seems a little dry, you can add a little bit more lime juice in it. I found I kind of mix it up with a fork first and then I start using my hands. Or even a little bit of water in here, but it's really, it starts to come together once you get it mixed up. And I'll show you here in a minute when I get it. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like right now. See that very well. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, there's a better view. Okay, so now I'm going to get I've preheated my oven. So I've preheated my oven to 375, and I'm going to make patties, and I'm going to put them on a Silpat, but you can use parchment paper, or even if you have a little, you know, you can use, I don't like using cooking spray, but you can put some cooking spray on a baking sheet and just use that. I'd recommend parchment, or if you have a Silpat, that works great. So here we go. I wish I could get this angle better so you guys could see, but oh wait, there, that's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm probably just gonna do 4 burgers out of this because I eat pretty big portions. When you're eating a high carb, low fat vegan diet, you need to eat a lot of calories. So I'm going to just kind of portion this into 4 portions. Okay. And you might find if they kind of start falling apart on you, you might need to add a little bit more panko in there. And since I wasn't very good at measuring, I just dumped mine in. I might have to add a little bit more. But if you kind of work them with your hands too, they start sticking better. This is also what I like about the Silpat, because I can kind of form them on here and it doesn't stick to anything. So it gives me a nice work surface actually to work on too. So I am going to just go ahead and add in some more panko and mix it up a little bit better. No big deal. I'm just gonna, the panko really kind of help it stick together. Dump it all back in, mush it around. It's kind of like meatloaf, but you don't really have to worry about overworking this, because meatloaf, if you know, work in the hamburger with your hands, it gets warm and then it can make the meat tough. But since there's no meat in this, it works out really great. I can work it as much as I want to. All right. Okay. So now it's sticking a little bit better. And I imagine if you use some oil in this, it might also help it stick together a little bit more. I've even thought about using some ground flaxseed. A lot of times people mix a little ground flaxseed with some water and can use it kind of as an egg substitute, so it kind of helps bind. I've never tried that, and I didn't really want to try it on this video because if I messed up, it might be a huge disaster, but that's kind of what cooking's about, and that's what makes it fun. All right, I'm going to get these formed, and then I will come back with you when I stick them into the oven. Okay, so I've got the veggie burgers formed. I'll show you that. They look pretty good. And I'm going to stick them in the oven. I'm going to try them 375 for 20 minutes. We'll see how they look. May have to do it a little bit longer, but I'll let you know. Okay, so my veggie burgers are done. As you can see down here, I did keep them in for 20 minutes at 375. I wouldn't recommend doing these in a skillet unless you use maybe a little bit more water and maybe some more panko breadcrumbs to kind of get them to form together. You can see they are a little bit crumbly, but they taste really good. And I made some fresh pico. Here you go, you can see mine plated there. And that is avocado, jalapeno, lime juice, tomatoes that I got from some friends of mine and the store, and cilantro and a little bit of salt and some of that frozen corn that I defrosted. So I hope you enjoy these veggie burgers. They are, oh, there we go, super yummy. Thanks for watching.